Now, our next guest has packed quite a lot into her 20 years. A budding actress, she got the break all hopefuls dream of by landing a part in the Harry Potter movies. And it wasn't just any old role she was cast in. She was given the rather enviable role of sweet and adorable Ginny Weasley, the girl who goes on to steal the heart of the world's most famous boy wizard. Please welcome Bonnie Wright. Welcome to the show, Bonnie. Lovely to see you. We saw you there kissing Harry Potter. Yeah. Was that a little bit embarrassing? Because obviously you've been in all the films, so you've got to know Dan really well. Was it a bit awkward, or how was it?
It actually kind of worked the other way around. I think when you know someone for so long and you can kind of joke about it and have fun, it's not like you're going on set with a complete stranger which you suddenly have to kiss. So it was nice, and yeah, we just had fun with it. I guess.
So what's easier though? Because you know, there's a lot of special effects. Obviously, in the film, I think they call them CGI.
Yeah.
Is it easier to do something like that? You know, like a love scene, a little kiss, or is it easier to do the stuff where you've got nothing behind you?
I think you can lose yourself a bit more when it's a bit more kind of realistic, when there's an actual set around you and you're just working off someone else. It's much easier, where sometimes when we do massive special effects things, there's all these dots that you have to be following. It sometimes gets a bit confusing and you're sort of like, where am I? This is bizarre, where I am, but yeah.
You've been in all the films, and over the last 11 years, when you started out, had you any idea that you would, you know, go down this road and they'd be such a huge success?
Definitely not. I think if we all knew at the beginning, it'd be interesting if everyone would say yes to the whole 10 years. But no, I mean, when we started, they definitely were doing the first 2 films, but then they were going to just see how it went. And
how old were you then?
I was 9 when I got it.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, very little.
Do you kind of get worried, because you're 20 now, aren't you? Do you worry now about moving on from the Harry Potter, being able to move that character aside and be accepted as because you're only 20, so it's almost like you've got to start again now? Yeah,
definitely. I think, although for me, which has been quite lucky, is though my character did very much develop, I feel like I won't necessarily be maybe as typecast as for Dan, Rupert and Emma. So, no, I think, you know, I guess it's just how willing you are to really challenge yourself to, you know, play different roles. And I'm starting a new film that I'm off in 3 weeks to begin, which is very different to Harry Potter. So
that's in Indonesia, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm off in Indonesia, yes.
And so what are you going to play?
I'm playing, it's set in an international school in Jakarta, and it's about this philosophy classroom, and it's sort of, the film takes this amazing turn that kind of becomes this psychological thriller. So the character I'm playing is very outgoing, and she's quite fashion-forward and quite cool in the classroom, but she's very outspoken, so I'm quite excited about that, because Ginny was always quite quiet and sort of...
And you're playing a lead in this one as well. That must be quite exciting for you.
Yeah, it would be really exciting. And, yeah, there's about... Well, it is set in a school, but a very different environment, so there'll be about 19 other people sort of my age from all around the world, so it'll be interesting.
And you talk about, you know, the character is a little bit more fashionable. You're edgy, apparently. What's this? You won an award recently for...
Yeah, I don't know whether you take most edgy look as a good or a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
But yeah, no, it was good fun. I think, yeah, it was a beauty award, I think. Yeah, Rodale Beauty Award. And yeah, no, it was good fun.
You won most edgy look of 2011. It's not bad. Yeah, not bad. Now, you're doing something else that's fairly unusual at the moment. Tell us a little bit about surviving on £1 a day. How'd that come about?
It's a charity called Live Below the Line, which is a challenge. It's one of 4 campaigns that Global Poverty Project sort of head. And I'm working as well with Restless Development Charity. And it's basically, it was in May, but it kind of continues through the month of May. And what happens is, for 5 days, you live on £1 a day, which is what sort of the 1.4 billion population in extreme poverty, that's their sort of quota per day, which is, I think, $1.25, I think. And so, yes, it was a week between the beginning of May, and sort of a lot of people got involved, and we tried to get, you know, as many of the public to become, you know, involved. And, you know, it's really hard for anyone to really put themselves in a situation and feel like what it is like.
Just for feeding yourself, though? It's not everything. It's not renting everything.
That's
it's
just you know.
So what was your diet on £1 a day?
Yeah, it was interesting actually. It was kind of when you think about how expensive the things we do eat. Like, we, as a society, we eat so much, you know, meat and protein and vegetables that people just don't generally kind of have the access to. So it was very much quite like a grainy rice, lentils, bit of vegetables, very simple. But it did just make you realise how quickly we can make decisions in the day, like, oh, I'll just go grab a sandwich. Sure. Whereas this was really like the amount of forward thinking I had to do and confusion
Well,
at the
you're not
supermarket.
tempted to go down the junk food route because there's obviously a lot of high street, I suppose you could call it fast food joints, where you could get what's called a meal for...
Well, not 3 meals a day, though.
No,
You
maybe
have to
not
put
3
all
meals,
your food,
but
aren't you?
rather than just, you know, you could have one day where you could have that. But you seem to have stuck to the healthy route.
It's true, you could. Like a friend of mine who I was doing it with, like some days she just was working so much in the day that she couldn't organise it. So you could just go and get, you know, a packet of, I don't know, ice buns from Tesco's for 50p, but then once you've eaten that, you'd feel pretty sick. And
I think the other thing about living on £1 a day is that we all throw so much food away.
Yeah.
And when you've only got £1,
yeah, you
eat everything.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
you?
and count the pennies. And it is, I mean, obviously it did make me like rethink in the sense that how we eat and how our culture's, you know, we're so lucky. But at the same time, it can't really put you in the real situation of what it's like. So, but, you know, I think for me, I learned so much, and that was the reason why I sort of wanted to spread it. I think people's knowledge is not as broad as probably everyone wants.
Well, Bonnie, fair play to you for taking part in it, and good luck with is it the last Harry Potter film that we've got? How many have we got left to do now?
Yeah, last
one to do, isn't it? Because I've seen the last one that was at the cinema. It's really rather good. That's Bonnie Wright, everyone. Thanks for coming.